Divine Feminine. I just wanted to do a tarot reading on what message does the universe have for you, and I use the Every Little Thing You Do is Magic tarot deck, and then I'm going to pull some oracle decks. It's 1 o'clock in the morning here. I just got back from the kids' party with the kids, so they went to bed, and I was like, let me do a tarot reading for as much as my energy lasts me. So the first card that came out was the Elder of Swords, which is the King of Swords in traditional tarot decks. And what the Elder of Swords means, it represents intellectual power, authority, and clear thinking. He embodies the ability to analyze situations, make sound judgment, and communicate effectively. This card suggests a time for using reasoning, logic, and strategic planning to achieve goals. So I think right now you are sitting in the King of Swords, right? So you're using logic, intellect, and you're analyzing situations. You're really thinking through. Maybe in the past you could have been like an impulsive person, and now you're really thinking through each decision, the repercussions of things, what serves you, what doesn't serve you, what energies like should be in your life, what energy shouldn't be in your life, and you're just analyzing everything. Like you're using your intellectual capabilities along with your intuition to guide you down the path of what's right for you. So, and maybe you're a type of person that in the past, like you reacted really emotionally, like you led with emotion, and now you're learning how to communicate effectively through the growth, through the looking inward, through maybe you have a social media page and you've been posting videos, and if you look at yourself from the start, you were shaky, you weren't communicating effectively, your thoughts were all over the place, and now you're so concise on what you say, and but you're concise not as in you're reading a script, you're just letting things flow out of you naturally, and the inner work and the self-reflection that you've done is helping you and guiding you down that path. So yeah, you're really starting to use logic and reason, like balancing your head and your heart. You still will always feel and feel your emotions, but now it's like you don't just impulsively make decisions, you really think through things through your intellectual capacity. Let me make sure the sound is working. And I just want to show you the King of Swords. Like you see how he's sitting on there like a statue, and how he's like in deep reflection, like he's really thinking through his decision. That's probably what it is, that you spend a lot of time, the free time that you do have, you maybe go on long walks and you are going to nature and you spend time in self-reflection thinking through things before you make a decision, because you want to be able to balance your head and your heart, and that's what you've been doing. And maybe you cut out substances, maybe you cut out all the things that weren't serving you, and that's why you feel like more peaceful and balanced and able to make more logical decisions. And then we got the Devil that came out in reverse. Let's see, what animals are those? I don't even know what animal that is. If you can see this, tell me in the comments what animal that is. But and there's a scissors cutting the thread, like wanting to cut the thread. There's a thread between the two animals, and then the eye. These decks are really cool. Like this one is really cool. Like I like the graphics on this. So anyway, so the Devil in reverse signifies a release from negative influences, breaking free from unhealthy attachments, and overcoming self-sabotaging behavior. It suggests a journey towards liberation, self-awareness, and taking control of one's life. So it's like, again, this aligns with, there's a hair there. Okay, so this aligns with the thing. So you're probably, like what I was saying, you're probably a person who made a lot of decisions based on emotionally, but being emotionally imbalanced. Nothing's wrong with emotions. We just have to be emotionally mature and balanced with our emotions before we react or make decisions, because then we say things to people that we regret, right? Or we do things that we regret. So it's like now you're getting to a place where you've been releasing negativity, where you've been removing people that have a negative influence on your life, people that trigger you, people that bring you down, friends, family, lovers, anyone that has been a negative influence on you and hasn't contributed to your growth. You're releasing that like hotcakes. You know what I mean? Like you're just not allowing those people to impact you and disrupt your peace, right? Because it's like you're striving every day to be better and better. You're nowhere near from perfect. No one is perfect, but the fact that you're striving to be it every day is like you are getting better and you are seeing yourself change. Some habits you're able to cut out like that, and other habits are behaviors you're working towards overcoming. But like, you are this person who's always been intellectual. It's just that your emotions have caused you to be emotionally reactive because you weren't balanced then. You weren't balancing your head and heart, because probably you were using substances and things to escape and not facing your shadows, right? So, yeah, you've released unhealthy attachments, people that weren't contributing to your growth, things that weren't contributing to your growth, addictions, like what I was saying, substances, any foods that were unhealthy that you were putting into your body, fast food, um, uh, junk food, anything. You've been releasing that. You probably don't even eat fast food anymore because you know the repercussions on your body. So it's like, and also you've been overcoming self-sabotaging behaviors. So it's like you probably were a huge emotionally reactive person, and then through you, uh, through you leaning more, becoming this king of swords, you are not sabotaging. Like, you're really, that's why you're thinking through things, because you don't want to self sabotage things. You don't want to be reactive. You want to really think through and approach it from your highest self, because you know who you are when you're in your authentic state and you're not triggered and you're not acting from childhood wounds. When you're like, no, when you truly see yourself, you're not that person who is insecure or um, or putting your armor up and feeling like you need to defend yourself or attack. You know what I mean? So it's like you are quote unquote cutthroat because you're like, I'm gonna cut everyone off who's not healthy for me, because at the end of the day, staying on your highest vibration and your peace and sanity and having your nervous system regulated, that's the most important for you. So it's like, and this is why you're getting to a point where you feel liberated and you have that self-awareness. You see when you're falling short of who your authentic self is, right? Like when you give into frustration or lose your patience, like you see that, like, oh shoot, like you're self-aware about it and you work towards changing that. So it's like you're taking control of your life, but you're still surrendering. So it's like, you know, the things that you can't control, other people and their decisions, and you know the things that you can control, like what you put into your body, getting exercise, getting sunlight, um, uh, just doing the things that serve you, you know what I mean, that make you feel peace on the inside. So hold on, let me save this one. So the next card that came out was the Sun, but I wasn't sure if it came out in reversed or forward because of the way it fell out. Like, it was kind of off in the way I picked it up. So I'm gonna read it as both. But you see how that Sun is like the unicorn? Look how beautiful these cards are. So you have the Sun in the background, you have that unicorn, but the unicorn is like not colorful. It's like black, gray, black and white, and then you have all these like different type of flowers around the Sun, right? So it's like the Sun, like, you are a unicorn. We know this. You are a unique individual. You're a unicorn. You're forging your own path. You're going down your own way. So it's like the Sun in reverse often signifies delayed success, self-doubt, or a period of introspection and reevaluation. While in the upright, the Sun can represent joy, abundance, and enlightenment. The reverse Sun suggests potential setbacks or a temporary lack of these positive qualities. It can also indicate a need to reassess one's goals, regain enthusiasm, or address pessimistic outlooks. So it's like, this was in reverse. It's one of those things that there is still lingering self-doubt. That's why you're on this path where you're releasing the negativity, you're not fully over the things that are negative, right? Like, you still have these shadows that you're facing, or outlooks and optimism that you're trying to be consistent with, right? Like, that's why it's like this devil, your thing is the self-doubt. You probably struggle a lot with self-doubt, where you can be on this path where you're believing and you're even preaching and you're like, have this passion and enthusiasm, and then when you don't feel like things are progressing forward on your timeline, that's when you get into self-doubt and lose hope and have like more of a pessimistic attitude towards things. So it's like, that's why you're in this king of swords state where you're not being impulsive, you're not getting stuck in your feelings and saying, woe is me. You might feel it for a moment, but then you're like, okay, what do I need to do to just take aligned actions towards getting things done so I get out of this state of mind. So it's like you're probably in the state where you're constantly doing that. Every time you try to relax, you can't because you feel like you need to do something. So it's like you're in this place where you're doing, but you're also taking the time to spend time in introspection and reflecting on why you're doing the things that you do. What do you want your life to look like? How do you want your life to be? Because you don't want to just live in autopilot, and you know that autopilot doesn't serve you, but autopilot is there for right now for you to grow, because the autopilot that you're doing is all about bettering yourself, bettering the people's lives that are you. If you're a mother with kids, you're trying to better your kid's life. Like, you're focused on autopilot to make things better for yourself and others, right? So it's like you're reevaluating everything. And but it's also that, like, through this process of setting the negative thoughts and the pessimistic attitude and introspection, you are getting to a place where abundance, and you probably are already are abundant, and you need to see more of that abundance, right? Like, recognize that abundance, and I think you do. But when you go into self-doubt, you forget about how abundant you are, right? Not even forget, but you just like focus on the negative, and then you don't see the abundance that you have in front of you. So it's like, because you want to just make everything, you want to have stability and security, and I think that you don't see the stability and security that you already have, because you want to make sure that you're good for life, basically, right? You're trying to make lifetime goodness, where you don't have to worry about the future, that you're not just living in the that you want things, you want to be certain that things are going to be good in the future, that you're okay right now, but you want to be certain that things are going to be good in the future, right? But all we can do is take aligned actions to get to that certainty. So that's why I'm saying that you're releasing that negative doubt through introspection, and be like, it's okay, the creator is taking care of me, the creator is providing me, I'm taking aligned action towards my passions and what the creator wants. And through that, you're getting enlightenment, you're getting messages, you're getting downloads, you're getting ideas of what your next step should be. So you may at times lack this insight and go into a pessimistic attitude, but you're overcoming that, and that's when you see your abundance, and that's when you're gonna attract in more abundance into your life. But it's not a race, it's a slow pace, like a turtle moving, right? Slowly but surely things are going to trickle in, because if the universe sends you everything at once, it just will be too overwhelming, and you might not be able to handle it because it'll be too much. So the universe knows that I'm going to give them this at this time, that at that time. It's not on your timing, it's on divine timing. And divine timing could be the soul contract that you wrote, that you weren't supposed to get it at that time. You had to accomplish this. It's like a video game, right? You have to pass this level, level up to this, get this skill, blah, 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 before you can go on to the next level, right? Complete these challenges before you can go on to the next level. So in order to not block your abundance, you need to just keep pushing forward and keep doing what you're already doing, and just don't look at it as like, oh, I want this now. Be okay that it's not in your next step is not in yet, and just enjoy what you have in the present, right?